Hi guys, welcome to fifth grade. Hope you guys had a great summer. I did, and as much as I enjoy the summer, I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. So, of course, I'm your fifth grade teacher. I'm Mr. Sievert. Instead of a parent night like I know St. Paul's has done many times in the past, last year teachers sent out a video due to COVID, and again, we were encouraged to send a video out because we won't have a parent night this year. So. I'm going to let you get a chance to get to know me a little bit and tell you some expectations that I might have for you coming into fifth grade. So, first off, I'll let you get to know me in just a little bit. As a fifth grader myself, I attended St. Matthew's Lutheran School in Janesville, Wisconsin. So very similar to what you are going to now. My dad was the pastor, my mom was the organist, and she was also my kindergarten teacher. So just like you, I was in a parochial school and a Goodwells one, but mine was in Janesville, Wisconsin. After that, I went on to Luther Preparatory School. Actually, at the time, it was called Northwestern Preparatory School. I was actually classmates with Mrs. Chevy, and Mr. Chevy, her husband, was probably my best friend back at Luther Prep. So, and then after Luther Preparatory School, I was actually going to attend Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin. I had a baseball scholarship to go there, but believe it or not, the University of Wisconsin dropped their baseball program the year I was going there. So where things were looking dim and didn't know what to do, the cool thing, it turned out, I was actually able to sign my professional baseball contract, and most of you guys know that I did. So. I spent 9 years playing professional baseball, most of it in the minor leagues, but with the Blue Jays, Texas Rangers, and a little bit with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. After that, it took me to Wisconsin Lutheran College. So 9 years after playing baseball and removed from school, I decided to head back to school, and I actually coached their baseball team there and got my teacher degree, and then eventually got my first job. My first job was at Hope Christian School. At the time, it was a Wells Christian school, and so that was my first gig. To tell you the truth, at Hope Christian School, eventually I became a principal and administrator there, and my fifth grade teacher, I believe he taught fifth grade, that I hired was Mr. Fitzsimmons. So it's kind of funny, it's come full circle to where he eventually hired me, and he is now my principal, and I'm the fifth grade teacher here at St. Paul's. He was my teacher when I was the administrator. From there, I did 1 year at Garden Homes, where I was a dean of students. And then at that time, my wife and I had Savannah, and my wife said, Mr. Sievert, you're working too long. I was leaving at 4:30 in the morning and getting home about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And she said, something's got to change. So it did. And that led me to teach at Lake Danube Middle School. That's here in the Muskego Norway School District, where I taught fifth grade for 14 years. Until last year, I was blessed to receive the call to come back to our Wells schools, and especially here at St. Paul's Lutheran School. I had such an awesome year last year. I loved getting to know the school and the kids, but personally, it was a selfish move because I got to talk Jesus every single day, and there's nothing better. And I can't wait to start that with you next week, Tuesday. That's what it's all about. So, finally, this is the picture of my family. Obviously, the handsome young gentleman right there I just talked to you about. There's Cooper Sievert. He's actually holding the camera right now. Many of you know him. He's our 7th grade student here at St. Paul's. This is Savannah. I'm recording this early, obviously, and she started her first day at Wisconsin Lutheran High School today. She became a senior this year, so she's growing up way too fast. And then, of course, my beautiful wife, Jody, is there as well. So that lets you know a little bit about me. Now let me tell you about my expectations, probably as much as I can here in this quick little video that I can share with you. Fifth grade in my mind is one of the biggest transition in grades of all your schooling. When I taught at the public school, fifth grade was actually in the middle school. Some people thought that was part of the middle school, where other districts would have fifth grade in the elementary school. So to me, it's that right in the middle grade, and it's unbelievably important. So next year, when you have different teachers, Mr. Steffen, Mrs. Chevy, Mr. Lepke, and you're bouncing around from class to class, I need to prepare you for that. So my rigor will step up a little bit, but I'm also going to be here for you all the time and be your main teacher and source to help you make that transition, get ready for 6th grade, as you're used to in the elementary school. So My homework expectations, yeah, in fifth grade it bumps up a little bit. But just so you know, I'm not one who gives a ton of homework. I will let you know that I'll basically have math and some form of reading every single night. Other subjects will be there. Spelling, you have a test every Friday. I do not do a pre-test. We just have a test that's due on Friday. Other grade classes like grammar, social studies, science, you'll occasionally have the grades there. My memory work for Word of God every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday is usually passages, Thursday is more of a hymn. But it's not overwhelming. So, and I think you'll be able to handle it no problem in fifth grade. And I'm here to help you. And finally, one more thing that'll help all students and parents especially is my class website I want to share with you. I'll open it up right now to give you a little peek at it. But I opened up into the home page that you'll have right here. Basically, the only thing on the home page is in announcements once in a while. But tell you the truth, last year I don't even think I made one announcement, so I rarely use it. You will notice that I do have a countdown. Please don't make fun of me. Everybody loves summer, and so I think it's an incentive, and it's kind of cool to see. Right now we have 281 days left until next summer. So a long way off, but our summer's just ending now. But the links up at the top should help you. The one that I think you'll use the most is the homework link. This homework link right here is good for many different reasons. One, if you're sick or absent going on vacation, you'll always be able to see it. But parents, you can also always check on your son or daughter. They need to fill out in their planner every single night, and it'll be signatured by their partner sitting next to them, that they filled it out correctly and that they're bringing their materials home. But it also gives you a chance, if you wanted to double check yourself, to make sure that everything was written down correctly, because I'll have it here. Everything from the date, it'll be sorted by the day, the most recent day. Word of God, math, reading, grammar, science, social studies, spelling, but I'll even have extras on there. Extras would be certain announcements like chapel's coming up if you want to bring your offerings. So something like that. So this homework link is probably the one that's most frequently used. I do have other links, these links for kids. On here, I'll have certain study guides, like in science class, I'll have the variable study guide and a mixtures and solutions study guide I have for you. I made a little Quizlet for them. I don't want them going into it now, not until the unit's over. I'll tell them when to go and use it. Tell you the truth, if they look at it ahead of time, some of this stuff goes over their head because they haven't been taught yet. But other links will be there for math and reading. We have a new program to supplement our material in IXL that I'll be using. They have other ways to access it, but here's a quick way to get into it if they wanted to. Different programs like Extra Math, I know the kids did last year with Miss Glidowski. A Prodigy I'll have them do. I have a social studies study guide for them. And then this year we have a new program called Accelerated Reader. Well, the kids will be taking quizzes on the books they read to show me that they've been keeping up with their reading. And here's a quick link for them to go ahead and get to see what books are out there for them that they can go ahead and read. So, and other events. And then finally on the website, I do have contact information if you wanted to take a look at that. I'm sharing this link with you in the email that I'm sending you, but obviously my email would be here as well as my cell phone and the school number as well. I have a policy that I'm available 24/7. Send me a text, send me an email. I'll get back to you as quick as I possibly can. I think that open communication is always key. If you have questions or concerns, send them to me. I never take offense by it. I want to have an open relationship with you because I don't want any excuses for your kids. I want nothing but success for them. And my job is to help them along and be as successful as they can be. So finally, that kind of leads me to my last little thing. Two things I'll ask of you. Number one, have them bring a book right away the first day of school if you can. If you have one at home or go to the library to get one, I think it's cool. I want them to have the realization they always need to have a book with them. Tell you the truth, it's going to eventually be 2 books. If they're reading a book and they finish one, I want them to be able to go right away into their backup book without saying I need to go to the library. They can return that. I always want them to have a book on deck is what I call that. So if they can bring a book that first day of school, awesome. I'd really like it and encourage it. We probably will not be reading the first day, but I want them to get in the habit that they always need to have a book. And the second thing is, if you're going grocery shopping this weekend or anytime in the near future before next week, Tuesday, when school starts. I'm encouraging you to get a brown paper bag. So when you're going through the checkout line at the grocery store, ask for one paper bag if you can, and with some of your groceries. I do a little bit of a project to get to know your kids. They come up in front of the class. They're going to share an item that they put in the bag that tells me about their past, one that tells me about what's going on now, the present, and something they want to do in the future. It's a good little project to let me to get to know your kids a little bit better, but it also lets them get up in front of the class right away day one, because that's what I want them to be able to do. Be comfortable, be a leader in the classroom, share with their classmates, and it's a good way to break the ice right away. So I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to seeing your kids. I had such a great year last year, and I know this year's even going to be better. I got to know some of them in Phi-Ed last year, and I'm looking to grow on that relationship. Also looking forward to getting to know you. I know COVID stopped my relationship with some parents last year, but I hope that it can only grow this year, as hopefully COVID's starting to go down, and I hope we don't have a relapse and we're in school all the time. But I pray that we have a great, great year together. See you in a couple days.